Hello and sawadee ka from Thailand. My name is Haley and I help foreigners retire in Chiang Mai by guiding them through the relocation process. I recently made a video about different types of visas people commonly get on the basis of retirement, such as the non-O visa, the non-OA visa, and some alternative visas for people that couldn't meet the financial requirement or the health insurance requirement. And on top of these visas, there are even more visas. So today I'm going to focus on the Elite Visa and what that is, what the requirements are, the pros and cons, as well as the application process for this visa. The Elite Visa. The Elite Visa is indeed pretty elite, but I also don't want the name to put anyone off because this visa is really good for anyone that can fit this within their budget and is looking for convenience and ease as they are living in Thailand. So before I go over the fees for this visa, which is the main consideration, I'm going to go over why people get this visa and the pros and cons. So first I'm going to go over the requirements for this visa, which is one of the perks. There is no age requirement, no health insurance requirement, no financial requirement, although it does take some investment. There are really no requirements for this visa other than a criminal background check that they do in Thailand. So here are some reasons why someone that qualifies for a non-O, non-OA, or a different type of visa may prefer the Elite Visa over the other type of visa. The Elite Visa is a long stay visa. This visa is really good for anyone that is planning to stay in Thailand for longer than 5 years and just wants to have no worries throughout the process. So instead of renewing it annually and having to show Thai immigration that you can still meet the requirements and providing all of the documentation that goes with this, you skip all of that. For some visas, you have to be in Thailand to get that visa. For other visas, you have to exit Thailand to get the visa outside of Thailand and re-enter Thailand with the visa. The Elite Visa is very flexible that you can get it inside of Thailand or outside of Thailand. With the Elite Visa, you don't need a re-entry permit. You can come and go in and out of Thailand as many times as you like, and you don't need to pay extra for a re-entry permit, unlike many of the other visas. And really, you just avoid the headache of dealing with immigration and meeting the visa requirements year after year for alternative visas. The Elite Visa is very hospitable. They take care of you not only at your local immigration office, but also dealing with things at the airport. They include a car service to bring you to the airport or to pick you up from the airport. If you are traveling internationally, you get a personal assistant to meet you outside of the boarding gate when you are flying from abroad into Thailand, and they will escort you through immigration and customs. So sometimes this takes 2 hours or even longer, and they just fast track you by escorting you through that process. At select airports in Thailand, they do have a lounge exclusively for elite members. To receive the benefits of the car service or getting escorted by a personal assistant only requires you to call their number about 5 hours in advance. So you're probably thinking, this sounds great. How can I get this visa? Well, let's take a look at the brochure for the Elite Visa. At the top, you can see that there are 7 different packages, and on the side, it shows the different privileges, the validity of the visa, etc., etc. So first, let's go over the fees and the validity, which are the main considerations as you're thinking about which package is best for you. The most popular packages are the Elite Easy Access Visa, which is only for 5 years, and it's the most inexpensive at 500,000 baht, or around $15,000. And the next most popular one is the Elite Superiority Extension. This visa is valid for 20 years and it is 1 million baht, or approximately 30,000 US dollars. The Elite Superiority Extension is definitely the most cost-effective for a long-term visa. With Thailand being such an affordable place to live, then this really isn't very expensive in the long run. Compared to what you may be spending in your home country, you would still be saving a lot of money by getting this visa if you are planning to stay in Thailand long-term. The Elite Family Excursion is also popular for couples because for this visa you get 2 visas for 800,000 baht. So you save some money compared to the Elite Easy Access visa. Paying the fee for this visa is what allows you to have such good benefits, especially dealing with immigration. If you get the Elite visa through me, then there are no service fees. So this is the total cost that you're paying. You don't have to pay any additional fees for using my service and getting my assistance through this process. If you know that you'd like to retire in Thailand and you're not sure if the Elite visa or a different type of retirement visa are best for you, then you can book a free consultation from the link below and we can discuss your options. But let's continue reviewing the Elite visa so that you understand this and have a better idea if this is the right visa for you. Another thing you may want to consider is if you want a family member to also receive the benefits of the Elite visa. So only some of them have the ability to add a family member, or for one like the family excursion, that is including 2 people already. The Ultimate Privilege visa is only for 1 person, but if you look right next to it, the Family Premium is added on top of an Ultimate Privilege package. So this is just for someone that is a family member of someone that already has the Ultimate Privilege package. If the core member has already had their Elite visa for 5 years, and then they add a family member, then the family member's visa is going to be valid for the remainder, or the same amount of time as the core member. So if they added a family member after 5 years, then they will both have 15 years left on their visas. The bottom half of this brochure shows yes for a big chunk of benefits. So you can see that all of them get access to the lounge. They get access to a personal assistant at the airport to cut the line at immigration and customs, as well as assistance with the 90-day report. They will help you open a bank account, get a driver's license, do a lot of these things that help you get set up for a long-term stay in Thailand. You also get special discounts at various resorts, spas, and shopping centers that offer discounts for Elite card members. So not only do you get the visa in your passport, but you also get a card that gives you access to many of these benefits. Now, the Elite Ultimate Privilege package, the Grand package, is most extensive with the different types of privileges and benefits it offers. One of the best things about this visa is that you can transfer the membership. There is a fee to transfer it, and there's also an annual fee to get the benefits that it offers. But this is good in case you're not sure if you do want to stay here for the full 20 years, or if you'd like to have the option of giving it to a family member, and if you want to receive all of the additional benefits, such as adventure tours and wellness services. So if you think that you'd take advantage of this, then that may be the visa for you. Otherwise, most other people would choose between the Easy Access visa because it's the most inexpensive and you get most of the same benefits, as well as the Superiority Extension, which is valid for 20 years and you get a lot of these benefits. One thing that is different is that you don't get the car service for the Superiority Extension and the Family Alternative visa. However, you would still get the personal assistant service. So you would still be able to go past immigration and customs with the assistance of an elite personal assistant that is provided at the airport. So you may be a little confused about where it shows the validity of the visa and then it shows the visa. So as you can see, all of them are either for 5 years or they are renewable every 5 years. What that means is that although you apply and get a visa for maybe 20 years, the visa that is put in your passport is valid for 5 years at a time. Then at the end of that 5 years, then you just get a new visa put in your passport. You don't have to apply all over again. When you enter Thailand, you are then going to get a stamp valid for 1 year at immigration. The Elite Visa is a multiple entry visa, so if you leave before that year is over, when you re-enter, you're going to be stamped in for 1 additional year. If you don't leave Thailand in that year, then you're going to need to go to your local immigration office and extend it for 1 year. When you go to extend your visa, they make it much easier than any other visas because the Elite Visa has its own counter at immigration. So you don't even need to use a visa service or an agent to extend it because it's going to be less than 45 minutes if you walk in without an appointment and go to extend it yourself. It may only be 10 minutes, but this process is very easy. All you do is bring your passport and yourself. You don't have to bring in any documentation. Now, if you're outside of Thailand and you don't re-enter the country before that year is over, then there is no penalty. If you go, for example, 2 years being out of the country and the stamp in your passport has expired, but you do have the visa that is still valid, then when you re-enter, immigration is going to stamp you in for an additional year. This is very different from other visas because many other visas you need a multiple entry pass or you need to reapply for that visa. So the Elite Visa just makes it really easy for foreigners. So I've gone over a lot of perks and reasons why the Elite Visa is great, but here are some reasons why you may not want the Elite Visa. One reason is that you may not see that the cost is worth the benefits. Another limitation to the Elite Visa is that you cannot work in Thailand while you are on the Elite Visa. You can have an online business or do computer work, but you cannot physically work for a company in Thailand. You can, however, own a company. You can be a shareholder for a company and they'll even help you set that up, but you cannot have the role as a manager or physically work in Thailand. If you had the Elite Visa and after a few years you wanted to work in Thailand, you could pause the Elite Visa. It doesn't pause the length of time that the visa is valid for, but it does allow you to return to the Elite Visa if you have worked for a few years and want to go back onto the Elite Visa. So if you bought an Elite Visa for 20 years and you worked for 3 years and then you went on and off it, then you would get 17 years on the Elite Visa. You wouldn't get the full 20 years. Those are really the only disadvantages to this visa. You can apply and obtain the Elite Visa in Thailand, in your home country, or really anywhere. So here's how you apply for the Elite Visa. It's really easy, again, because there aren't really any requirements. All you have to do is fill out the application, provide a scan of your passport, and include a 2x2 passport photo. After you submit your application, then you just have to wait for the Thai government to do the criminal background check. If you're from the US or a country in Europe, this usually takes about 1 month, but if you're from China or India, this takes around 2 months. And this is the same waiting time whether you're in Thailand or you're outside of Thailand. But unlike other visas, this is just waiting. You don't have to go get the criminal background check yourself and get your fingerprints scanned. You don't have to go to the bank to get a letter of guarantee verifying that you have funds to get a visa. And you don't need to invest any money to meet the requirements for this visa, like health insurance or another requirement. After you pass the criminal background check and you get approval for the Thai Elite Visa, then you're going to make payment to a Thai government bank. You're not going to pay an agent. And if you have seen any agents advertising that you would make payment directly to them, then you want to make sure not to do that. That's one of the reasons why it's important to use an authorized seller of the Elite Visa. My partner for the Elite Visa is an authorized seller of the Elite Visa, so you don't have to worry about the legitimacy or authenticity of the visa. And I do recommend that you get the Elite Visa through an authorized seller because all that means is additional assistance. It's always good to know a visa specialist and have a connection with someone that can help you during your time in Thailand. So after you make payment, you'll then receive a welcome letter. So the total amount of time it takes to get the Elite Visa is 1 to 2 months, depending on your nationality. This period of time is just waiting, unlike many other visas that are a pretty complex and confusing process, and you are spending a lot of time gathering the documents to include in your application. If you're already in Thailand and apply for this visa, then you can go to Bangkok to get the visa put in your passport. And after that, then you can just go to your local immigration office to extend it easily year after year. If you're outside of Thailand when you apply for the visa, then you will get the visa sticker put in your passport upon entry in Thailand. And now that you have the Elite Visa, a personal assistant will walk you through immigration and guide you through this process. At the moment of making this video, it is 2020, so this is after COVID. A lot of visas are not allowed entry into Thailand at this time, but the Elite Visa is. So at the moment, there is an additional step of getting a certificate of entry to enter Thailand. I'm going to go over the details of obtaining a certificate of entry in my next video, just because this one is focusing solely on Elite visas. But just to give you a time frame, if you are looking into the Elite Visa at the time of this video coming out, then after you get the Elite Visa, getting the certificate of entry is about 1 additional month. So if you are looking to get the Elite Visa while there are additional COVID requirements, then the length of time is going to be about 2 to 3 months from the time that you apply for the visa until you enter Thailand. So aside from some of the benefits and privileges such as airport service and discounts, you can see how Elite members do get additional privileges such as entering the country when many other visas cannot. If you think the Elite Visa is right for you and you'd like to discuss it more, then you can contact me for a free consultation with the link right below. I hope you found this video helpful as you're considering your different visa options to relocate to Thailand. And if you are looking to relocate in the next few months, you can look out for my next video, which will include details about how to relocate during COVID and the different visa requirements and visa options that can enter Thailand at this time. But if you'd like to discuss anything before then you can contact me and we can set up a time to talk. If you'd like to get more information about retiring in Thailand, then hit the subscribe button so you're notified of whenever I make new videos. And please let me know in the comment section if you like the Elite Visa, if you don't like it, if there's a different visa you think is good for you, and any other topics you'd like to see me make videos on. This is why I made a video about the Elite Visa, is because I was getting some requests about it. So I love to see comments from you guys, especially because I have just started the YouTube channel recently. So whatever you recommend I put videos out on, I will do it. So please let me know, contact me if you need any assistance, and I will see you later. Sawadee ka.